whenever you're answering any question in an interview, it's about presenting and projecting yourself. It's about leaning forward. It's about solid eye contact. It's about being able to smile. It's about selling yourself. I guess that's an important point that I always emphasise when I'm prepping people for interviews. Most engineers don't feel that they are salespeople, but I argue against that. You, on every day, on every way, are selling. What you're selling is your own credibility, your professional knowledge, your integrity, your ethics, and your ability to get that outcome for the client. You are always in sales. You're selling your own personal credibility, you're selling your professional credibility, and on another level you're selling who you work for and their credibility. You've got to be able to project that. You've got to be able to reassure the other person that you're going to be able to deliver. They're going to pay you a lot of money and they're going to get what they want. Sometimes what we're talking about here is that gut feeling. I want to do something different. What is going to be the next thing for me? And you can't ever be 100% sure that where you're going is exactly where your preconceptions of what it's going to be like are when you actually get there. Again, it gets back to those soft skills, those people skills, talking to people, finding out what they really love about the sort of engineering and the sort of work that they're doing. It comes back to you researching it, finding out who the players in the market are, and then going, yeah, that sounds good. That's what I want to go. That's where I want to be. And I think that is the critical element of predetermining that. Things evolve over a period of time in your professional life and in your personal career. You're not always going to enjoy the same things. Things that I enjoyed professionally when I was a fresh graduate at 21, absolutely no way could I even contemplate doing now. But just occasionally it's fun to go back and revisit those skills, but I wouldn't want to be there on a daily basis. It's the same in engineering. You're going to move on and you're going to back yourself. You have to go, yeah, that's where I want to go. That's the critical element. You make a decision, there'll be some pain along the way, you get to a new place and a new understanding. That is personal and professional growth. I think what we're talking about is professional empathy. What we're talking about is the ability to understand where you're going to from their perspective, to put yourself in their shoes, and then to make those connections. One of the things that I've noticed in engineering is that a lot of people don't easily make those connections. You have to help them make those connections, and if possible, give them a picture. So you have to use words that are descriptive if you're in an interview situation, for example, or if you're a design engineer, for example. I always say that I always encourage people that I'm working with moving from one role to another to visually communicate their transferable skills and what it is they're good at in the context and the body of their resume. A design engineer is a visual communicator in total. And if you can then convert that into your resume, which is just simply a marketing document, and you give someone a snapshot of all the elements which make you up, it's exactly the same. It's identical as putting a marketing brochure together for the new Toyota Corolla. The person who's interviewing you wants to know whether it's economic or whether it's petrol or diesel. You have to give them that picture, and to do that you have to understand yourself and communicate it effectively, both in the written format and then verbally when you're talking to people. I think one of the most common mistakes I see in the marketplace is that people have a misconception about who is going to help them make that transition. People have a preconceived idea that a recruitment consultant and a recruitment company are there to help you get the next job. They're not. they're there to make money. Along the way, you may use them as a tool to help you get to where you're going, but they're not there to help you get your next job. The most common thing that you hear out there is, oh, I registered with so-and-so and they never ever got back to me and they're hopeless and blah blah. But when you start to strip away that layers in that process of people looking for their next role, they never got back to the recruitment consultant, they never got back to the company, they didn't manage the process, they didn't talk that through with the recruitment consultant. There were no clear expectations on either side about where that particular service was going for either party. If I get someone in, the first thing I say to them is, I'm talking to 30 people a week. By the time 3 weeks have gone by, that's 90 people. Within a month, it's to the point where it's just absolutely impossible to ring everyone back and to let them know that I've sent their resume to so-and-so today, or so-and-so got back to me. It's just impossible. So it's partly about people managing that process themselves. Find out where your recruitment consultant's on Facebook. Chat to them on Facebook. Find out if they're in LinkedIn. Send them a quick email. If you have an idea and you see a company that you want to potentially target, ring them up and talk to them about that company and see whether they have extra information, extra contacts, and whether they think that that's a good potential next step. It's important to be an active participant in the process and to manage it, not just to be a sit back and let it happen, because that's when people's expectations are certainly let down.